Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here and taking a few moments out of your Sunday to slow down with me. My name is Danny Zaher. I'm 15 years old. I'm from Michigan, and for almost a year now, I've been speaking, reflecting, and sharing messages of faith and motivation with the goal of making my community and eventually the world a better place. I'm a motivational speaker, and I post daily reflections called Daily Motivation on Instagram and TikTok. If you'd ever like to follow along, you can find me at Danny Zaher 1776, and I'll leave that description below. But today isn't about your social media. Today is about something much deeper. This is the very first episode of Sunday Thoughts with Danny, and I want this to be a quiet place in a loud world, a place where we can think, reflect, and reset before a new week begins. We live in a world that never slows down. Everything is rushed, notifications never stop, news cycles change by the hour, people are constantly telling us who we should be, what we should think, and how fast we should move. Before we even realize it, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and suddenly we're wondering where all the time went. In a world like that, reflection becomes rare, silence becomes uncomfortable, and faith, real faith, often gets pushed aside. Not because people don't care, but because they're simply too distracted. That's why I wanted to start this series now, before the new year truly takes off. Because if we don't intentionally slow down, life will drag us along whether we're ready or not. Today, I want to talk about why faith in God is so important in this world. Not as a debate, not as an argument, not as something forced, but as a foundation. Faith isn't just something you practice for an hour on Sunday and forget the rest of the week. Faith is what steadies you when everything else feels uncertain. It's what grounds you when life feels overwhelming. And it's what reminds you who you are when the world constantly tries to redefine you. Faith doesn't remove hardship, but it does give direction. It doesn't make life easy, but it makes life meaningful. One of the biggest misconceptions about faith is that it's emotional hype or blind optimism. But real faith isn't about ignoring reality. It's about facing reality with hope. Faith acknowledges suffering. It acknowledges doubt. It acknowledges that life can be confusing, painful, and unfair. But faith also reminds us that we are not alone in it. In a world where so many people feel isolated, unseen, and unheard, faith reminds us that our lives have purpose beyond likes, grades, popularity, or success. It reminds us that our worth is not necessarily measured by what we achieve, but by who we are. I've seen firsthand how desperately this generation needs a reminder. I speak to students myself. I listen to stories. I hear about pressure, anxiety, loneliness, and confusion. So many people are searching for meaning in all the wrong places. And when those things fail them, as they always do, they're left feeling empty. But the good thing with faith is that it fills the gap. Not with noise, but with peace. Not with perfection, but with direction. Faith gives us something solid to stand on when everything else feels like it's shifting beneath our feet. Faith also teaches patience in a world that demands instant results. The problem is that we want everything now, answers now, success now, validation now. But faith reminds us that growth takes time, healing takes time, understanding takes time. Some of the most important things in life are formed slowly, quietly, and often invisibly. Faith teaches us to trust the process, even when we don't see immediate results. And that lesson alone can change how we approach school, relationships, setbacks, and even ourselves. I want to be very honest with you. I don't have everything figured out. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I still ask questions. But what I do know is this, is that faith has shaped the way I see the world. It's shaped the way I speak. It's shaped the way I treat others. And it's shaped the way I handle adversity. Faith has given me a sense of responsibility, not just to myself, but to others. It's why I speak. It's why I reflect. And it's why I believe words matter more than we realize. And that's why I started Sunday Thoughts. And this is what it's going to be about. It's not going to be about lectures, shouting, not trying to be something I'm not. Just honest reflection, faith, motivation, purpose, and perspective. A chance to slow down before Monday comes rushing in. A chance to think about where we are, where we're going, and who we want to be. Because the truth is, if we don't pause to reflect, we risk living on autopilot, and life is too meaningful to sleepwalk through. As we move forward into a new week, I encourage you to take today seriously. Take time to think. Take time to pray if that's a part of your life. Take time to step away from noise and remember what actually matters. Faith doesn't demand perfection. It invites intention. It invites humility. And it invites us to live with purpose even when the path ahead isn't perfectly clear. Thank you for spending these moments with me. I truly appreciate your time, and I hope this gave you something to carry in the week ahead. If this spoke to you in any way, I'd love for you to join me again next Sunday for another episode of Sunday Thoughts with Danny. Until then, take today slow, be intentional this week, and remember that faith, quiet, steady, and grounded, still matters in a fast and noisy world. Have an amazing Sunday, everybody. God bless you all, and I'll see you for the next one.